The grid stutters. Above the Nile, a silhouette the size of a stadium stops midair. Car alarms wail, prayer calls drown in static. Alex Stone raises his phone. A beam descends. One question shatters Cairo's night. Who arrived, and what do they want? Hours earlier, Alex was another face in a city of 20 million. An office worker timing buses, answering emails, counting minutes. He walked past fig sellers and honking taxis, never knowing the sky had already changed its mind about Earth. At dusk, a ribbon of lights arced east to west, too slow for meteors, too silent for planes. Birds turned as one. Traffic froze along the corniche. Children pointed from balconies, while mothers reached for hands they could not see. Phones vibrated in pockets like trapped bees. Satellite anomalies. A narrow-band signal with repeating gaps. Alex, once a ham radio kid, heard the word he'd chased since childhood. Pattern. Rumors hit the cafes harder than sugar. Over Giza, someone said, a shadow kissed the sand. Traders whispered of war, grandparents of omens, water sellers of miracles. Alex's mother called from Manchester, voice trembling across continents. Then came the note, low, cello deep, rolling over rooftops. Glass trembled. The Nile puckered as if something vast was sipping from it. Every minaret, every satellite dish seemed to point the same way.
Egyptian jets punched the night, afterburners like second suns. Sirens braided with the call to prayer, a duet of fear and faith. The object didn't flinch. It hung there, haloing Cairo in unreadable intent. Light crawled across the Cairo Tower, a lattice of squares pulsing in primes. The city became a chalkboard. Alex stared, mouth dry, and felt the old itch. Decode or drown. Shopkeepers rolled down shutters. Others rolled out prayer mats. A wedding band kept playing, louder, as if brass could push back the unknown. Under fluorescence, bread lines stretched like timelines into morning. On a Zamalek rooftop, Alex met Lila, a neighbor with a press badge and a battery pack. "Film the pattern," he said. "Tell the city it's counting." She tightened her scarf against the wind. "Tell me where to point." A mist spilled from the craft, luminous as moon milk, rolling low along the river's edge. Radios hissed to silence. Street dogs tilted their heads, listening to something humans could not hear. Back inside, Alex dumped drawers for an old receiver, solder scars tingling with memory. The pattern wasn't language, it was tempo. Primes, pauses, a metronome for the planet. "It wants a drummer," he whispered. They ran to Tahrir, where crowds swayed like seagrass, a million lungs trying to match the beat in the sky. The museum's columns threw blue shadows. The old square felt young again, perilously, beautifully awake.
Curfew at midnight. Return home. But the fog pooled at the bridge, and beyond it, something lifted, like a curtain. Lila glanced at Alex. He nodded, reckless, sure. They stepped forward. Inside the haze, time walked slower. Raindrops that weren't there hung like beads. Alex touched air that felt braided. The pulse synced to his chest, a duet turning into a negotiation. Shapes revealed themselves. No chairs, no walls, only surfaces like wet glass flexing to their breath. Colors rose when they spoke. Lila said hello. The room replied in a chord that wasn't sound, but weight. 2, 3, 5, 7. The chamber answered with rivers, threads of light mapping deltas, oxbows, lifelines. Not conquerors, he thought. Surveyors, thirst cartographers. Outside, Riot shields knocked cobblestones. A rumor sprinted ahead of truth. Someone shouted about poisons, someone else about prophecy. The fog made throats ache. Choices sharpened: rush, retreat, or stand and learn. A child sobbed against a kiosk, separated from her father in the shuffle. Lila squeezed Alex's arm. He crouched, breath fogging, and walked her to the police cordon, palms up. The chamber's glow dimmed, as if waiting. Back at the edge, the patterns sharpened. The ship tasted sediments, traced sewage lines, drank history from water. A city is its river, the light seemed to say. Keep it alive, or follow it into silence.
Engage if threatened. Two fighters knifed toward the bridge, contrails lit like chalk on slate. Alex felt a countdown hiding inside the primes, an approaching bar line. He had one verse left to sing. He sprinted up an apartment tower and keyed his old call sign. Rooftops bloomed with volunteers, taxi dispatchers, hobbyists, pirates. Cairo, a web of antennas, exhaled a single rhythm back at the sky. The fighters held formation over the river. Then the craft unfurled a dome like oil on water. Soft, iridescent, absolute. No heat, no blast. The pilots' HUDs filled with numbers, and then cleared. Weapons slept. Without drama, the thing lifted, tilting toward the western desert. Sand rose in a ring. Streetlights flickered. Cats bolted. Over Giza, it paused, casting the pyramids in an impossible aurora, then slipped toward emptiness. Dawn bled pink over concrete and palm. Cairo counted damage, and found little. Windows rattled, not shattered. People hugged strangers, and then themselves. The river moved on, as if history were a surface it refused to keep. In the silt near Mahdi, divers found a fist-sized prism, cool as shade. Inside, trapped light sketched aquifers, seasonal flows, a manual for thirst. Not a monument, a mirror. Translate water, it urged, and be translated. Committees formed. Cynics rolled eyes. Kids learned to build sensors in after-school clubs born that night. Rooftop radio groups stayed. Alex returned to spreadsheets by day, and by night mapped leaks, one blinking street at a time. He walks the corniche at dusk, listening for a chord only he remembers. The city hums, tuk-tuks, ferries, prayers, gossip, its own cosmic code. What if first contact wasn't invasion, but an exam? Did we pass, or get a second try?